Hello everyone, Cole Nelson here with another video on Manichaeism, the holy religion of light. And specifically today, I've entitled this video Manichaean Sharia. And lest the title fools you, I could have just as easily titled the video Manichaean Halakha or Manichaean Canon Law, right? The point of this video is to talk about Manichaeism not simply as a system designed to facilitate salvation or redemption, to facilitate the redeeming of the trapped light spirit in the material world, but to talk about actually what Manichaeism, how it's lived, right? And what it offers as a system of life. Many people in the West, right, are unfamiliar with the idea in their ordinary life of religion as providing a mode of life, as touching every aspect of a person's life and governing their behavior, right? People, even Protestant Christianity has contributed to this because it has made Christianity primarily about salvation, not so much about how you live, but with this twist, especially through the idea of salvation through faith alone. There's this idea that's gained currency that once a person, the main thing is what must I do to be saved, right? That old hellfire preaching is like you need to, turn to Jesus and believe in him and believe on him and be saved. And once you're saved, well, that's the most important thing. And a lot of people, believe, many people in evangelical Christianity believe once they do that, they're eternally secure. They've trusted in Jesus. They can go along living. Maybe they'll be a little different in how they live, but that's the main thing, to get saved. But other religious traditions, for instance, like Judaism and Islam, and even traditional Christianity, right, have this understanding that a religious person is different from, the worldlings, worldly people, the nations, right? You have to be distinct in how you live. You are distinguished by the various laws and customs that like acquire through tradition, like the equivalency of law, minhag, right? So in Manichaeism, we offer a mode of life, and this is a blessing. It's not a restriction. You have to understand. A lot of people in the West look at things like Sharia or halakha or any religious system of law that affects your daily life as restrictive. But really, to follow a religious system and let that system govern how you live your life is a path that provides purpose and meaning in life, okay? Because it makes every action and everything you do purposeful. For instance, I wear white, right, as a Manichaean. This helps distinguish me as a Manichaean. It also helps me remember, right, that, the light color helps me remember that I am from the kingdom of light. As Paul says, we have been transferred from the dominion or realm of darkness into the kingdom of light, right? So this helps remind me of my true citizenship. And as a citizen, right, having my mind changed through the agency of the light mind, an evangelical might say I've been born again, right? Having been changed, I understand that I now want to live in a certain way. And religious law, or whatever tradition that is in, but that is to express, right, the way in which our true divine self, or our true, if you're Muslim, your true Muslim self, because they think everyone's born a Muslim, or if you're Jewish, your true Jewish self, because Jews believe they have a Jewish soul, a nefesh, or as a Manichaean, your true light self, how that person or being would want to live, right? When you don't live according to those customs or laws, you're acting in according with your lower self, your worldly self. And we don't want to be like the world anymore. And it's liberating, actually, because it gives you an identity and purpose. Every action, like I said, is contributing, right, to a cosmic narrative. Through our actions, right, through your actions, you are facilitating, right, the cosmic redemption of light and the coming of the eschaton, the last days, right? In a similar way, a Muslim might think, that they might help bring about the advent of the Mahdi, or a Jew might think that, through keeping the mitzvot, of a generation will be righteous enough that a Mashiach will come, right? And if that's true, whether the Mahdi or the Mashiach or the Saushant in Zoroastrianism or the second coming of Jesus, right? Whatever, may that hastily happen in our day, right? We also believe that we, through our actions and how we live and contributing to the work of the Holy Church, are bringing about the future, right, where evil is done away with, right? Druge, or whatever you want to call evil, right? Highly, where it's done away with, right? And the world, it dissolves, and we are transferred to the new aeon, right? And where there is no evil. In other words, we are reintegrated with the Father's presence. The veil that the Father of greatness has before his face is lifted. And so we give the possibility for meaning in a person's life. And this is part of the purpose of the video, is to express that Manichaeism is not just a salvation movement, but a culture, right? We are working to establish a culture, to be a people, right? We are a Manichaean community or church. Church means, ecclesia, means assembly, the called out ones, right? We are working to be a distinct group, joined together by our values, our common mission and purpose. Now you ask me, well, how can that be? A lot has been made of our anti-natalist stance, right? Most traditions or purposes or people, they perpetuate themselves, right? The big commandments of all the Abrahamic faiths, for instance, right, is, they understand the first and greatest commandment is to be fruitful and multiply, right? Well, we don't believe that, that's true. But that doesn't mean we don't value family or community. We prize adoption, right? Adoption, I encourage every hearer, right? Because we understand that flesh and blood is not what it inherits, right? Flesh and blood is an illusion that causes division, all right? Internally, according to our light, true divine selves, we're all one. We're all part of the divine, right? The primal man, the Adam Kadmon, right? We all come from that higher reality, right? That manifestation, that emanation of the divine. We're all part of that. Okay? And we need to realize our divine nature. And part of how you can do that is loving or treating a person who's not of your flesh as though they were just as much a part of you. So we prize adoption, and we prize families in that sense. There's something to be said. Even the elect, although they live celibate lives, etc., they don't live lives of loneliness. No one's supposed to be alone. There's a truth in that saying that where in Genesis it was said that it's not good for man to be alone. Now, I don't mean he should have carnal relations or anything necessarily, but you should have a community. You should have a family. And Manichaeism is a family, right? Every true faith or religion provides a family, okay? That is the understanding of what a religion really is. It's a community. And what I want to do in this video is encourage you to explore Manichaeism, to consider making Manichaeism your community, because we want to be a blessing, right? We don't just want you to help us facilitate the redemption process, right? We do. We want that because we want the end to come and for us all to be reunited with our divine source, in the new aeon and then the realm of light after that, and reunification, reintegration with the Father. But we also want to bless you and for you to be a blessing to us. We want to be a family. That's what we are offering here. As the church grows, we have fellowship, right, with one another, as members of the same body. That image, that great image, right? There are many parts, but it's one body. And no member of the body is regarded as less than or insignificant. And so we're trying to reach the other members of the divine body and call them home, to help them with the assistance of the light mind, and the luminous Jesus. May they assist me in reaching you. We want to reach your divine spark, right? So that awakened from its slumber, it can return home and live the type of authentic spiritual life it was always meant to live. A purposeful life, a life in communion, a life of joy and fellowship that leads to a better hereafter, right? But that doesn't mean that the in-between is not important, right? So that was my message today about what Manichaeism offers the world, how it's a system. It's not just a salvation movement. We have customs, we have laws, right? And we're going to, when we're a community, people will live Manichaean lives. And these we hope to be lives of great purpose and joy. So we invite you, to continue to assist us in spreading the Manichaean message, and assist us in growing and outreach. We're happy to say that we are growing, and we're doing well, and we hoped that we'll be able to bring you more live Manichaean content as we're going to actually be able to go out and reach people. And we hope the Father of Greatness blesses you. We hope that, we may be blessed in the name of the Father of Greatness, in the name of the Divine Son, the luminous Jesus, and the Holy Living Spirit. Be well, friends. Thank you.